Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 1991 Bentley Turbo R. Now this has 1,750 horsepower, 1,475 pounds-feet of torque from a 7.4 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine. The car itself now weighs 4,442 pounds, has all-wheel drive, and it can now do 0 to 60 in 2.183 seconds and 0 to 104.7 seconds dead. So yeah, we had this in the previous Forza Horizon game where it managed a top speed of 251 miles an hour, which was fairly decent, but yeah, we have far more power in this version. We have more than 200 horsepower extra and a whole load of extra torque as well. So yeah, let's get out there and see what this car can do. So obviously this is still quite a heavy car, and obviously aerodynamically it's not changed one bit. It's still quite a brick of a vehicle, but yeah, nearly 1,800 horsepower is obviously quite hard to argue with, even when you're trying to overcome aerodynamics. So yeah, it should be quicker than the run we had in the previous game, but by how much we'll have to see. So yeah, not going to be the slowest car that we've had on this series though, not by any means. Come on, 260. There we go. So yeah, 10 mile an hour now faster than what we got in the previous game, which is pretty impressive. Handling wise, it's a little bit numb, but it's holding in there with the big fat tyres that we're doing it. Come on, can we do any more than 261? Seems to have plenty of revs left. As per usual, we will get to the downhill section, which will increase our speed, but it's all about whether or not we can hold it on the flat part. This is 262, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're not going to hold 8, we're going to hold 6 at least. It is bouncing quite a fair bit. Yep, we've got 6. We're not going to hold 7. But yeah, 266 miles an hour. Whoa! And that's a double front flip there from the Bentley. But yeah, 266 miles an hour is still pretty damn impressive, and that is obviously 15 miles an hour quicker than in the previous game, which is quite a large jump, quite frankly. But yeah, 266 miles an hour does mean that we're able to match the likes of the Porsche 911 GT3 from 2021, and we are quicker than the ATS GT, the Lamborghini Espada 400 GT, the Mazda 323 GTR, the original Chevrolet Corvette, and the Ford F-150 SVT Lightning. 1 mile an hour though behind the Eagle Speedster, which was in the previous episode, as well as other 90s cars like the Schuppen 962 CR and the Jaguar XJ220S TWR. So yeah, not quite as quick as some of its contemporaries, but yeah, even then I gather that this is still an older car than it was even back in 91. Quite an old age design, I imagine. So yeah, but still an impressive speed regardless, and yeah, to be quicker than say a 911, well, as quick as a 911 GT3 and quicker than an ATS GT, which is obviously a supercar, is pretty impressive, especially from what you can see is a really rather heavy and not particularly aerodynamic brick. So yeah, and yeah, even though the handling was a little bit numb, it was still able to stick it in there with the speed and the acceleration. So yeah, glad it's done as well as it has, because this is still one of my favourite cars to drive on this game, and yeah, highly recommend trying it out if you haven't already. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.